Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to take a journey back millions of years. You heard that right, millions of years. We will go back in time to see what life was like millions of years ago. How did the first humans survive? What did they eat? And most importantly, how did they get their food? Well, let's find out. The Earth was a very different place millions of years ago. The climate was warmer, and there were no continents like today. Most of the land was covered in forest and the rest was desert. There were no humans around yet, but there were apes. These apes would eventually evolve into the first humans. Now, these early humans lived in Africa, and Africa is full of predators. Some of which still live there today, like lions, hyenas, and crocodiles. So the early humans had to be careful. They couldn't just walk around in the open, because they would be easy prey for the predators. So they lived in groups. There were usually about 10 to 20 members in each group. And they moved from place to place, following the food. They didn't have any weapons, so they couldn't hunt big animals. They had to eat what they could find. Most of the time, they ate berries, nuts, and fruits. Sometimes, they would find a dead animal that died a natural death, and they would eat that. But they weren't just eating the meat. They were also eating the plants. The early humans would use stones to crack open nuts and seeds. They would also use sticks to dig up tubers and roots. As time went on, the early humans started to get better at making tools. They started using sharper stones to cut meat and bones. They even started to make spears and arrows. This made it easier for them to hunt and gather food. They were also starting to work together in groups to hunt bigger animals. But it wasn't easy. The early humans had to learn how to work together. They had to learn how to make different tools for different jobs. And they had to learn how to use their tools in different ways. For example, they learned how to use a spear to jab at an animal's leg, and how to use an arrow to shoot at an animal's heart. It took a long time, but eventually the early humans became good at hunting and gathering food. They learned how to use their environment to their advantage. They learned how to track animals and how to read the signs of the weather. They also learned how to start fires, which helped them cook their food and keep warm at night. This is just a small part of what life was like millions of years ago. There is so much more to learn about the early humans and how they survived. But if we keep digging and exploring, we will find out more and more about our ancestors and how they lived. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. See you next time.